Today we're going to be continuing our work with using the details in the illustrations to gain important information. And we're going to continue this work today with our book, The Important Book by Margaret Wise Brown. So we're going to start with these pages today. So these pages are about rain. Now, before I read the words though, I want you to think, what do you think is the most important detail about rain? Go ahead and hold that in your head, share it with your learning coach. Now let's listen to what Margaret Wise Brown thinks the most important thing about rain is. The important thing about rain is that it is wet. It falls out of the sky, and it sounds like rain, and it makes things shiny, and it does not taste like anything, and is the color of air. But the important thing about rain is that it is wet. So, was your important detail included on this page? Did you hear the repeating line that she used about rain? She says the important thing about rain is that it is wet. But the important thing about rain is that it is wet. Remember we talked about that yesterday, how she starts and ends her description with the same important detail? All right, now the next page, I'm going to read it to you, but I'm not going to show you the picture just yet. And I'm going to leave out some words as I read it. I want you to listen closely to the details and see if you can figure out what is she describing. The important thing about blank is that it is green. It grows and is tender with a sweet blank smell. But the important thing about blank is that it is green. Can you figure out what she's describing? We have that it's green, it grows, it's tender, it has a sweet smell. What do you think she's trying to describe to us here? If you guessed grass, you guessed correctly. She was describing grass. All right. Now I want you to study the pictures on these 2 pages. Think of ideas, detail words that might be included in the text. What kind of words do you think she would use to describe? We see it's a snowy scene. Let me read these pages and see if any of your ideas were included. The important thing about snow is that it is white. It is cold and light. It falls softly out of the sky. It is bright and the shape of teeny stars and crystals. It is always cold and it melts. But the important thing about snow is that it is white. So turn to your learning coach. Were any of your important ideas included on this page? Try and remember what some of the important details about snow was that Margaret Wise Brown decided to include. So now I'm just going to read the rest of her book to us. The important thing about apples is that it is round. It is red, you bite it, and it is white inside, and the juice splashes in your face, and it tastes like an apple, and it falls off a tree. But the important thing about an apple is that it is round. The important thing about the wind is that it blows. You can't see it, but you can feel it on your cheek. and see it bend trees and blow hats away and sailboats. But the important thing about the wind is that it blows. The important thing about the sky is that it is always there. It is true that it is blue and high and full of clouds and made of air. But the important thing about the sky is that it is always there. The important thing about a shoe is that you put your foot in it. You walk in it and you take it off at night, and it's warm when you take it off. But the important thing about a shoe is that you put your foot in it. The important thing about you is that you are you. It is true that you were a baby and you grew, and now you are a child, and you will grow into a man or into a woman. But the important thing about you is that you are you. And that is the end of the important book. So, Margaret Wise Brown uses the same kind of structure, the same repetitive way she describes something. She starts line 1 on the first page with the same line that she finishes with. Okay, so what you guys are going to do today is we're going to do something fun that authors do. Authors borrow ideas from each other. And I don't think Margaret Wise Brown would mind if we borrowed her structure and tried it out in our own writing. So today, you guys are going to pick something that's important to you, and you're going to describe it. The object that you pick is going to be your main topic. So let me show you what I mean. So if I chose a pencil as my important item, my important object, I'm then going to describe that pencil. Okay? So I need to think of words that describe a pencil. I could use words like yellow, pointed, smooth, write with it, fits in my hand. So now I'm going to take those descriptions and I'm going to put them into the structure that Margaret Wise Brown used. So it would sound something like this. The important thing about a pencil is that you write with it. It is yellow and pointed. It feels smooth and fits in my hand. But the important thing about a pencil is that I write with it. Okay, so my topic is the pencil, and all of those details say more about my topic. So I want you guys today to choose something. Pick an object that's important to you. Think of words that will describe that object. And then using Margaret Wise Brown's structure, I want you guys to fill in the blank with the description of your object. Now I have put the structure in Canvas, so you don't have to remember it. You can just copy it out of Canvas. And I cannot wait to read what you guys have chosen as your important objects.